Hello everyone and welcome back to Ejima. It's Nnena here alone and it's been a while. And today I'm going to be talking about how my life in Charlotte, I guess 1 year life in Charlotte update. Some of you have been asking for it and I know we kind of deviated from the Charlotte content, just trying to check some things out, but I still notice so many people still ask about Charlotte and have so many questions, comments and whatnot, so I thought, why not do this video? So if you're interested, stay tuned. So I can't believe it's already been over a year. 13 months ago I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina by myself, didn't have any friends here, no family here. Some people, few people I knew in North Carolina, but not in Charlotte. And I could say it's been a pretty good experience. I cannot believe it's been a year, like time really flies. Summer's almost ending as I film this video. That's crazy as well. Still trying to meet people, trying to put yourself out there, trying to get out your comfort zone. I think that's been the hardest part, especially with COVID and everything going on. You still want to do that in a safe way. So let's talk about just some general things. So I tried a few nail salons, found one that I really like. I've tried some natural hair salons, found some that I like. Still nothing crazy special, but I found someone that makes wigs. I've gone to a couple of the malls, only really one I really care for is South Park. Just a lot of general things. I would say though, in the past year, I feel like there's still so much more exploring I need to do and should do. It's just about, once I started working, the whole Monday through Friday schedule, I just got really lazy and I just felt like my weekends, I have so much catching up to do. I want to try and do YouTube, I want to cook and clean and do that. I haven't worked this type of schedule in a while, the whole Monday through Friday thing, and it's a huge difference. And yeah, I don't really care for the schedule, to be honest. But I definitely feel like I need to do more things and not just wait till the weekend, like try some, spots during the week, after work, see what that is about. My sister has mentioned joining like a social club. Is that what they call it? Like a social club or something like that. Joining Facebook, getting into Facebook groups. I'm not on Facebook. I haven't joined any Facebook groups. So I guess that might be helpful. Just in general, try to Bumble friends. Wasn't really feeling that. I think the hardest part is just really making friends at this age. I don't think it's specific to Charlotte or anywhere. I think it's just specific to, at this point, a lot of people have already made their core friend groups. A lot of people have already have their tribe. Like I always say, girls can be very cliquish. Girls can be very strange and weird. I'm a woman, but I'm saying the truth. They could be very strange and weird. Like, maybe if you hang out with them and they're not feeling something, they won't tell you. They'll just start acting funny or strange. And just like, I'm at a point in my life, I can't chase any human being, man or woman. I really can't. I feel like everyone has to make an effort, and these feelings are not specific to Charlotte, because I felt like this even when I was in New Jersey. That's why it was so easy for me to leave, because I didn't really have that many like close friends like that. It was basically just like my sister and my cousins who started moving as well. So it was like, okay, if they're leaving, then it's like, who am I really hanging out with here anyway? It's just really just like my sister. So I think that's just been the biggest challenge. I've mentioned before in my previous videos, is really meeting people and putting yourself out there, and it's like dating, kind of like making friends, right? Like people think you're just gonna like meet a group of people and just gonna click. Like, you meet people and like, nah, this person's not for me, or they're strange, or they're weird, I don't like their vibe, I don't like this about them, I don't like that about them, and you proceed, So it's the same thing with making friends. I just think at this age it's harder because it's almost like you're too self-aware almost, or you're too knowledgeable, or you've been there, done that. So sometimes you could just kind of be like, I don't even have time, let me just stay by myself. Like a lot of people come and visit me, then we'll explore and go out, and I'm just like, I can't just be waiting for when people visit me. I need people here to do stuff with too, or I need to go out and do some stuff alone too, which I don't mind, but certain things it does get weird doing by yourself. There's certain things that you need people to do with. So that's still been like my #1 task for this ending of this year, is really just make more friends. I've met some people. I'm meeting up with my friend this weekend, but just like really investing in friends. And like I'm the type of person that I've never really been into cliques. I think I've mentioned this, like I'm not really a clique person. Besides like my cousins, we have like our little clique, but like we're family. When it comes to female cliques and groups, I'm not really into it. I have a lot of like singular friends, like separate friends that don't know each other, and I like it better that way. It is harder, it is inconvenient because you have to plan stuff separately with the different people. So I understand why people like cliques. I understand why they gravitate towards cliques, because it just makes life easier. But I've been there, done that. I don't really care for it. You know, too much gossip and too much drama. Not all of them, but from my past experiences. Yeah, so that's basically been it. I'm still at my same job. This end of the year, we'll almost make a year. So I renew my lease. So I'm gonna stay here for a little while longer, just because I just feel like the area is just so good. The prices did go up, which I was not happy about. They went up a little bit, especially during the pandemic. I'm just like, how you guys still raising rent prices? But apparently, I'll talk about it in a separate video. Apparently in North Carolina, there's no laws as far as like how much percent or how much they can increase it by. They can increase it by at any time, as long as they give you like 30 days notice. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but something like that. Where I'm coming from, it's not like that. But yeah, football season is upon us, so I've gone out sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, where are these people coming from? And I realized it's like a football game, so I want to go to some of those. Basketball season is coming up, and I promised myself this year I'll make more of an effort to go to more games, like, because down south I feel like they're way more into sport. Well, up north is into sport, but down here they take football very serious. I don't understand football, I'm not into football, but I'll still be down to go to the game. It's just like a social thing. The one thing I noticed, a lot of people I meet down here in Charlotte, like they're never really around. I'm just like, and then these same people say, oh, Charlotte's boring or this and that. I'm just like, how are you gonna meet people if every weekend you're in Atlanta, every weekend you go back to your hometown, every weekend you fly back to New York or something? Like, you're never gonna get to know your environment. You're never gonna get to know where you're living. Like, if you're gonna be, to me, if you're gonna be somewhere every weekend, just go move back to that place. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense for you to move to a new city and then every weekend, which is the time most of us have to really explore, I spend that time running back to New Jersey. Like, no, I've been to New Jersey twice this year, and I plan to go one more time for my birthday. That's gonna be 3 times. Like, you know, I'm not saying anything's wrong with going back. Granted, New Jersey's not as close, so I get it. Like, maybe if my family was like in Atlanta or somewhere that I could literally drive 3 hours, I probably would be going back more, at least like once a month. I get it, but I don't think I'll be going every weekend or every 2 weeks. Like, why did I move to go back to where I'm from all the time? It doesn't make any sense. How am I gonna get to know people? How am I going to explore my environment? How am I going to put myself out there? And that's one thing I noticed with a lot of people that I meet is like, they live here, but they're not really present, or they, you know, they're going through some of the things I'm going through. Like, not everyone likes being by themselves. I can stay home all weekend by myself. Oh, and guys, I started going to new church. I feel like that was very important for me, because that's something that took a lot of my time when I was in New Jersey. I just feel like church is a great way to meet people, like-minded people, young adults, you know, people who have similar views. Not saying everyone there is perfect, of course not, but at least people who, you know, have some similar beliefs as you do. So I did start going to an Elevation church by me, and then I realized that all of them, they like just stream it. So it was cool and all, but I was like, what's the point of me going to church? I don't know what took me so long to go to church. I think I was in my head like, oh, COVID, I'm scared, I'm nervous. But I started thinking like, no, that's an excuse, because you go to work Monday to Friday. So if there's anywhere that you would be exposed, it's going to be work. You go to church for an hour or 2 hours max on the weekend is not a big deal. So I tried one church, like a Redeem, like the same place I used to go to New Jersey. I was like, nah, it's not it. I don't want to do African church no more. I just want to go to church with a diverse group of people. And then I went to Elevation, which I've heard about. I'm not really that crazy about mega churches for some reason. I don't know. I always just feel like it's too, I don't know the word I want to use. I always felt like they're too controversial. You're just like a number. They seem too big. But I'm like, whatever. It is what it is. So when I was at church the other day, the lady was like, oh, you know, this pastor preaches in person in Valentine. I was like, really? For some reason, I thought that the main church was somewhere like in far deep inside North Carolina. My friend had told me that once before, and maybe that's why I believed it. But it's not true. I thought maybe he was in some far hour, 2 hours away. So I never even thought that. And I'm like, okay, Valentine is not the closest to me, but it's only like 25 minutes. So this Sunday, I was supposed to do it last Sunday, but this Sunday, hold me to it, I plan to visit the Valentine location. I know there's probably gonna be so many people, and I probably have to get there early. That's gonna be an issue, but I'll try my best. So I want to start getting into that, because I feel like from there, you know, the people join e-groups, and just a way to just meet people, something. Because at this point, it's like, what else? What else? Honestly, like, People have told me about other churches I wanted to try, and I'm not saying I won't try them, but my only concern, even with going to the Valentine, is just like, you watch online, no one's wearing a mask, it's very big. So I don't care, I'll go there with my mask, even if I'm the only one. But I think that was my main concern with going to church, because these churches, they're off the hook. Like, a lot of them, you go in there, no one's wearing a mask. Like, I don't know why, I don't get it. Maybe it's not biblical to wear a mask, I don't know. But the Delta variant, and a lot of these people out here I know don't believe in the vaccine and don't want it, I will be going with my mask, because I'm vaccinated, but we know the vaccine, people are still getting sick. But I definitely feel like getting the vaccine made me loosen up a little more. It's weird, because there's a point that I'm just like, even before the vaccine, I'm just like, I felt like the way I kind of would move and travel, go to New Jersey, go to Houston, go here, and I was just like, when I talk to the people, they think I'm crazy. Like, oh my God, you know, there's people that are so like scary about COVID, and there's people that are like living a normal life. So it's like, it's hard to sometimes gauge like where I should be. So I feel like sometimes I'm kind of like in the middle, but I'm still very cautious. So getting the vaccine earlier this year definitely gave me another level of security. But now when you start hearing masks back on, you can still get sick and all of that. I mean, I'm like, you still gotta do what you gotta do. I just came back from vacation, went out the country for the first time during the pandemic. That was quite an experience. A lot of COVID tests, I wouldn't do that. It was great, but I wouldn't do that again. I would just stick to like Europe or a Caribbean island, somewhere that you only have to do max a test going, a test coming back, or possibly no test at all. But anyway, I'm digressing. And then I wanna find something else, like besides church, find something else, like maybe, like a sport league, like, you know, maybe basketball, something related to that, or something related, you know, something that's related to like my hobbies. You know, that's a great way to like meet people, do something fun and exciting. So I'm thinking of looking into doing something in that realm, in that area. And my cousin is supposed to be moving down here by the end of the year, so that should be interesting, because someone else will be here. You know, it just makes it easier when you have someone that you already know versus trying to meet all these people, sift through all these people, which I'm still open to. But I try. Like, I'm not someone, you know, some people complain like, oh, girls ain't nothing, this, but they don't make any effort, they don't try, they don't put in the work. I try, you know, but I've seen a lot of patterns with a lot of girls. And it's not even like we ever even meet up, some of them. It's like literally like, even to meet up, it's like they'll cancel, they'll say this, they're just not friendly. It seems like they just don't want to meet people, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, I'm not gonna throw myself on anyone. I'm not desperate to make friends. I'm not desperate to meet people. If I meet people, that's great. If I don't, you know, the few, all I need is 2 friends and I'm fine, 2, 3. I don't really need to know a million people. But I understand why some people get stuck like in a certain state or where they live, because it's like, once you've already built your community and the people you know, your church, your job, your social groups, maybe you're part of organizations, just to get up and go, like, you have to have a certain type of personality. Like I always say in so many of my videos, you can go back and say like, it's not for everyone. I wouldn't suggest it to everyone, you know, but I think that it's a risk to me that was worth it, you know. I definitely think it was worth it. Then I have my 2 cousins in Atlanta, so that's not bad. At least, you know, I drove down there for the first time Memorial Day weekend. You know, so while before then, the last time I was there was Labor Day weekend. So I'm just like, Nana, what are you doing? Like, Atlanta's 3.5 hours, but I don't like driving. I've also visited South Carolina a bit, been to Columbia a couple of times. That's been cool. You know, so I think I like about being down south is that a lot of places that's drivable, so you could really like venture into different places and you don't have to necessarily get on a plane. You can like explore and whatnot. But yeah, I think that's basically been it. What else? I'm still not married. You know, that's a year. I don't think there's enough time for that. That's pretty much it as far as my 1-year update. I definitely am happy that I made the move I did. Like I always say, no one's getting younger. The older you get, it's harder to take these type of risks. I just met a girl at my job yesterday, and she moved down here from New York where her twin daughters knew no one. So people do it, you know. I'm like, you moving alone with kids? No one, no job. She got a job the day before she moved. You know, I'm like, oh, okay, what I'm doing is not crazy. Because when I talk to people, some people make me seem like they think moving from like Greensboro to Raleigh is a big deal. You know what I mean? Like people make it seem like what I did is so bizarre and it's so weird and it's so, because literally when I think about it, I knew no one in Charlotte. Like the 2 people, I have family in Salisbury. That's like 45 minutes, 50 minutes away. And then I had a friend in Raleigh, which is like, what, 3 hours or something, like 2.5 hours away. So I didn't have anyone immediately around me. I didn't. But you have to sometimes just take that risk, and if it doesn't work out, you could try something else. It's not the end of the world. But I see myself staying in Charlotte for a while. When I say I'm gonna be here forever, I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. I definitely think I'll be here for a while, but I'm still open to other opportunities and other places, you know, wherever the money is ultimately, wherever life takes me. If I meet a partner somewhere else, or a great opportunity, I can't say I wouldn't. Anyone that knows me closely, I've always had like a dream to live in another country. That's something that I still I wish I did it, because I wanted to study abroad in Ghana when I was at Temple University, and that didn't happen. Even if it's like a short stay, for some reason I've always just wanted to live in another country, just see what it's like, you know, like have something to compare it to. I just feel like it would be a great experience, but I've never gotten an opportunity to do that. So I wouldn't mind still at this point in my life doing that. It's just, oh my God, moving to Charlotte was like this. Imagine me going to another country. Like people that do that, those people are the real MVPs. Move to a new country where you don't have family, you don't know anyone. So I found some good food spots. I do need to venture more with food. I'm a picky eater, you know, kind of picky, because I'm like gluten-free, dairy-free, so a lot of food. Around this area I live in, I feel like a lot of food is very commercial, like they're targeting another group of people, and I actually feel like their food is not that great. Price Chicken Coop closed down, guys. Oh my gosh, I went there. I couldn't search some clips probably the last day when it was closing. Of course, they closed on a Saturday, announced on Thursday. From that Thursday, I was trying to go there. The lines were ridiculous. I don't know where else to go for some good fried chicken. Nah, I really don't know. Bojangles is just, you know, it's basic. But yeah, I feel like I need to find more food spots. I have a list of like spots I'm trying to try out. Like this weekend, Saturday, I'm trying to try an RH Rooftop. I've heard about there. It's in South Park. The menu looks basic, but I guess it's the ambiance, the vibe, whatever. Have always wanted to go to Merchant and Trade. I never got it. I tried to go twice, and they're closed for private events. Apparently, they close some days for private events. The new Nuvole, that's cool, but I've been there a few times. There's like rooftops opening up here and there. So just following the Axio Charlotte, I believe that's what it's called. They had changed their name. I think it used to be Charlotte Agenda or something like that. They just reveal so many good places, like lounges, bars, restaurants. I'm like, oh my gosh, this stuff looks so good. And I need to start like bookmarking them, because you just forget. It's like so many places I want to discover and try out. I can't keep just going to the same places. Even uptown, so many restaurants I haven't been to that I hear are so good. So I want to start trying to do more of that this fall, like really force myself. Literally like this weekend when I planned RH Rooftop and made reservations, I did that on Sunday. I'm like, Nana, you have to plan your weekends. That's the issue people have. Like they just feel like things are gonna happen. And that's possible when you maybe have a core group of initiative people. But if you really want things to happen and you don't want your weekends to waste away, you have to plan. You have to plan. I'm gonna go here this on Friday. I'm gonna go this on Saturday. I'm gonna do this that day. I'm gonna do that. Or time just flies. Like time really just flies. So let me know in the comment section if there's anything else you want to know about my update 1 year living in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'll answer all your questions in the comment section, and stay tuned. I have another video coming up, and I'll see you later. Bye.